some people can see them so clearly and some can't, and some feel them and some sense their presence. And it doesn't really matter as long as you be respectful of the place where you're in, whether you believe in ghosts or not. It's just be respectful. They were here way before you. A ghost is the same personality dead as they were alive. And so that's, not to say there are evil, out there, but again, you learn to set your boundary on what you allow in your space, just like your friends, So the Hotel Vendome was built in 1917, so it's 102 years old. And Jack Jones had moved here. He was a cowboy a rancher, really, from Texas. And he bought the house next door, which has since burned down, and he bought this lot. Well, the famous ghost here is Abby and her cat Noble. They're in room 16, which is straight upstairs here in the corner. And the story is that Abby was very ill. She had tuberculosis. Her husband goes out to get her medicine and never comes back. So she locked her cat Noble in her closet and locked herself in her room, and they both starved to death. So people that stay in Abby's room will feel the cat jump on the bed, and there's cat toys under the bed, and they wake up to the cat batting the toys around. We had a guest that was staying in there. She'd been there a week and nothing had happened, and she wanted something to happen so badly. So I said, look, I'll give you a saucer of milk, you can put it down, we'll just see if something happens. So the next morning she comes running downstairs. She said at 2:30 in the morning she woke up to this cat kneading her shoulders. One of the reasons ghosts stay around is some don't know they're dead, and some stay around because they committed suicide. When you are at a point of committing suicide, you're at such a low point, you can't think logically. You can't think out of this dark hole that you're in. And so they don't think about who's going to find them or what the expression or how that's going to affect that person. And so they're here from guilt. This hotel was built in 1927, and it was local residents that bought dollar shares to build this hotel. They were starting to get businessmen in town, and they knew they needed something a little classier. One of the famous ghosts here is Faith, and the story is that her much older husband, and she checked in on their wedding night, and he goes out to get cigarettes and doesn't come back. And so she wandered the lobby for days, and then she went up to their room, 426, and went out on the balcony and hung herself from the flagpole that used to be there. People have seen her walking around here in her long white dress. I had a group, and this young girl who's about 12 took some pictures, and she got a picture of Faith walking into the wall. And you don't see the top half of her, but you see her long white dress on the outside of the wall. I tell people when you take pictures, you always want to have your flash on. You want to take 3 pictures, because if it's a reflection, it'll show up in all 3 pictures. But if it's a ghost, it'll only show up in one. So the best advice I got when I got into all this was to read everything you can on a subject that you're interested in. Don't believe everything you're told, and don't believe everything you hear, but what feels right for you. We could all read the same book and get something out of it, or one of us get nothing out of it, or one of us get everything out of it, because that's the stage that you are in your journey. So listen to, your intuition.